ഇസ്രായേലേ ഞാൻ വിനാരവം കേട്ടെന്നാലും ചെങ്കടൽ പിളർത്തി ശത്രുവിൻ മുമ്പിലായി ഇടരാതെ എന്നെ വഴി നടത്തിയിടുന്നു. ചെങ്കടൽ പിളർത്തി ശത്രുവിൻ മുമ്പിലായി ഇടരാതെ എന്നെ വഴി നടത്തിയിടുന്നു. ഇസ്രായേലേ ഇസ്രായേലേ ഞാൻ നിന്റെ കൂടെയുണ്ട്. കണ്ണുനീരിൻ താഴ്വരയിൽ കാവലായി കൂടെയുണ്ട്. ആശ്വാസമരുളും വിശ്വസ്തനായവൻ കൂടെയുണ്ട്. ആകുലമകറ്റി ആശ്വാസമരുളും വിശ്വസ്തനായവൻ കൂടെയുണ്ട്. ഇസ്രായേലേ ഇസ്രായേലേ ഞാൻ നിന്റെ കൂടെയുണ്ട്. കണ്ണുനീരിൻ താഴ്വരയിൽ കാവലായി കൂടെയുണ്ട്. ഇസ്രായേലേ ഇസ്രായേലേ ഞാൻ നിന്റെ കൂടെയുണ്ട്. കണ്ണുനീരിൻ താഴ്വരയിൽ കാവലായി കൂടെയുണ്ട്.
Everyone, please rise for the procession.
As we remain standing, I invite our faculty, Mrs. Carolyn Elias, and our students from choir team for our college prayer.
Here we stand with hearts united, in the light of truth we rise, guided by the word eternal, justice shining in our eyes. From the rivers of the prophets flows the call we must obey. Let justice roll down like waters and righteousness each day. CSI, CLS, strong and true, we lift up prayer, a pledge to you. With faith and wisdom, hearts aflame, we seek the truth. In Lord's name, let justice flow, let mercy stay. Guide our minds, Lord, every day.
Thank you, choir. Everybody, please be seated. It gives us immense pleasure to see you all here for the EXCELLENCIA 25. To formally welcome each and every one of you to this ceremony, I would like to call on someone who has been instrumental in managing and overcoming all the roadblocks that could have occurred while getting ready for this ceremony. Our dear bursar, Mr. Koshi Abraham. Sir, please.
Respected Bishop of MADHYA Diocese and Manager of CSI College for Legal Studies, Right Reverend Dr. Malayal Sabu Koshi Cherian, Principal Professor Dr. George Joseph, our Chief Guest, Mr. Justice Pius C. Kuriakos, Registrar of Mahatma Gandhi University, Professor Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan, MADHYA Diocese Registrar Advocate Sheba Taragan, Vice Principal Dr. J.C. Karingatil, teachers, staff, parents, and dear students. A warm good morning to all. Today is a special day for all of us. The graduation ceremony celebrates years of hard work and dedication. First and foremost, let me thank the God Almighty for the abundant grace showered upon us for the last 5 years. I am deeply honored to welcome the manager of this college, Right Reverend Dr. Malayal Sabu Koshicharyan Bishop, for gracing this event with his presence. The patronage, support, and guidance we receive always from the Bishop is our inspiration for undertaking any activities in this college. With great respect, I welcome Bishop to this function. It is my privilege to extend a warm welcome to the Chief Guest of the day, Mr. Justice Pius C. Kuriakos. He served as the Chief Justice of High Court of Sikkim and was the first President of the Kerala Mediation Center. He had the longest tenure as the President of Kerala Judicial Academy. On behalf of the entire CSI Law College community and all of us here, I welcome Justice Pius C. Kuriakos to this convocation ceremony. Today's function will be inaugurated by the Registrar of Mahatma Gandhi University, Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan. With her appointment as Registrar, Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan marks a milestone in MG University's history as the first woman registrar. Her academic journey has been marked by numerous distinguished roles in MG University and also in Kerala and Kannur universities. On behalf of the entire CSI Law College community and all of us here, I welcome Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan to this convocation ceremony. Our principal, Dr. George Joseph, sir, the strong pillar of our college, is a man of great vision and dedication. On behalf of the CSI Law College and all of us here, with great respect, I welcome you, sir. Advocate Sheba Taragan is the first lady registrar of CSI Madhya Diocese and also a member of our college governing council. On behalf of CSI Law College for Legal Studies, I welcome you, ma'am. Let me use this opportunity to welcome the Vice Principal of this college, Dr. J.C. ma'am, for her great support and concern always. This event would not have been possible without her guidance and efficiency. With due respect, I welcome you, ma'am. I take this opportunity to welcome all the parents who traveled all the way here to bless this function. I also welcome all the teachers, staff to this function. Last but not the least, on behalf of the entire CSI Law College, I extend a warm welcome to all the students of 2025 batch. I am proud you all in making our college with a difference in academic par excellence. I wish you all the success and a bright future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We cannot begin the ceremony without hearing from the head of our institution, who has been the driving force behind our institution's pursuits of excellence. Under his guidance, our college has achieved remarkable milestones in academics and student development. He has always inspired us to believe that anything can be achieved with systematic dedication and hard work. I would like to welcome our principal, Professor Dr. George Joseph, for the principal's message.
The most respected Bishop, Right Reverend Dr. Malil Sabu Gushicharian, Bishop of Madhya Diocese and Manager, CSI College for Legal Studies, the chief guest of the day, Honorable Justice Pius Kuriakos, former Chief Justice of High Court of Sikkim, esteemed Registrar of Mahatma Gandhi University, Professor Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan, Honorable Registrar of CSI Madhya Diocese, Advocate Sheba Taragan, Bursar Mr. Coach Abraham, Vice Principal Dr. J.C. Karingatil, teachers and non-teaching staff, parents, distinguished invitees, friends from the media, and my dear young graduating students. This moment is a landmark moment in your life. Your college rooms ends and your courtrooms opens. Now, the entirely different world you are going to enter very soon. Uphold the Constitution values and the spirit of the Constitution always in your life as a lawyer in the beginning and throughout your life. You have to face the challenges as opportunities to make changes and progress in your life. You have to act always as beacons of justice, protecting the rights of the marginalized, upholding the rights of human rights of those persons. And above all, you have to work hard right from the very beginning of when your career starts. May Almighty God bless you, and my best wishes, and wish you all the success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So now for the presidential address, we are honored to have our Bishop, Right Reverend Dr. Malil Sabu Koshicharyan, who was consecrated as the Bishop of CSI Madhya Diocese in 2021. I humbly request Bishop Right Reverend Dr. Malil Sabu Koshicharyan to give the presidential address.
Honorable Justice Pius Kurian, sir, the former Chief Justice of High Court of Sikkim, Professor Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan, the Registrar of Mahatma Gandhi University, the Principal, Vice Principal, the Bursar, and the Registrar of the Madhya Diocese, esteemed faculty, proud families and friends, and most importantly, our graduating class. It's my great honor and privilege as the manager of this law college to stand before you today, not just to mark the end of your academic journey, but to celebrate the beginning of your professional and moral calling. Over the past few years, all of you grew, not just in knowledge, but in resilience, in character, and in purpose. And now, you prepare to step into the world as legal professionals. I want to offer you a charge, a reflection, and a blessing. Justice requires courage, and justice needs moral standards. Justice is not automatic. It requires people like you, to stand up and to speak out and step in. James Baldwin once wrote, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." It's true, isn't it? It's impossible for us to make changes of everything what we face. It's a fact. But nothing can be changed until it is faced. So, you should have the courage to face. You are entering into a different era. You will encountering justice. You will see systems that fails every people they were meant to protect. And in those moments, you will have a choice to look away or to lean in. I hope you choose courage, because the law needs more brilliance. It needs bravery. You came to this institution to study the law, and you have run that through long nights, difficult exams, and countless debates. But hope you all come to see that the law is more than a system of rules. It is a trust. That's true. People are going to depend upon you just because of their trust on you. It is a trust that placed in your hands by society, by those who will one day depend on your wisdom, your advocacy, and your integrity. That doesn't mean that you can sit idle. Each and every day should be a day to learn more and more, because new rules and regulations are going to be taking place each day or each year. And we should be thorough with that. We should be able to know how to implement it. And we need humility and service. As you rise your careers, and many of you will, I hope you never forget the people who helped you get here. Even the college itself, the way in which the college and the faculty encourage you to be into this position. The classmates who supported you, the families who sacrificed for you. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself. It's remembering that your knowledge is a gift and your position is a platform to do justice, to give support for the marginalized, to give a helping hand those who are in need. Graduates, you are stepping into a world that is complex, divided, and often unjust. But you are not stepping into unprepared. You have been trained to think critically, to argue persuasively, and to act ethically. But more than that, you have been shaped by a community that believes in justice, in truth, and in power of law to do good for others. So, here is my charge to all of you. Be bold in your convictions, but you should be gentle in your words. Be relentless in your pursuit of justice, but rooted in compassion. Be ambitious, but never at the expense of your integrity. That means try to keep up your integrity, be compassionate, and above all, be kind, because the world needs more lawyers who lead with a good heart. Class of 2025, you have made us proud. You have made this college as proud of you. You have left your mark on this institution, and now you are ready to leave your mark onto the world. Go forward with courage. Go forward with humility. And go forward with purpose. And remember, to whom much is given, much is required. Congratulations to all of you. And may your journey be filled with wisdom, be filled with justice, be filled with grace, be filled with compassion. May God bless you all.
Thank you, Tirumeni. It is now time for our inaugural address, and we could not have asked for a more academically proficient figure to deliver it. A trailblazing law academic and administrator in Kerala, currently serving as the registrar of Mahatma Gandhi University, a position she is the first woman to hold. Her expertise spans healthcare law, IPRs, and public law with a PhD from the University of Kerala. With leadership roles at MGU, including the head of the School of Indian Legal Thought and the Dean of the Faculty of Law, she has demonstrated academic and administrative prowess. She has authored books, supervised PhDs, and contributed to key legislation in Kerala. Her international recognition include the US Department of State's International Visitor Leadership Program on the protection of IPRs, showcasing her impactful work in law and policy reform. It is my honor to invite Professor Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan, Registrar Mahatma Gandhi University, to deliver the inaugural address. Over to you, ma'am.
Honorable Mr. Justice Payasi Kuriakusa, former Chief Justice, High Court of Sikkim. Mr. Koshi Abraham, Bursa, CSI College for Legal Studies. Professor Dr. George Joseph Sir, Principal, CSI College for Legal Studies. Reverend Dr. Malil Sabu Koshi Cherian, Bishop and Manager, CSI College for Legal Studies. Advocate Shiba Tarakan, Registrar, CSI Madhya Kerala Diocese. Dr. JC, Vice Principal, CSI College for Legal Studies. Esteemed guest, distinguished faculty members, graduating students, their families and friends. It's actually a great honor and privilege to participate in the Convocation of CSI College for Legal Studies, EXCELLENCIA 2025. The stars of the Convocation today are indeed the graduating students over here. So I would like to take special privilege in congratulating all the graduating students present over here. I also congratulate the faculty of CSI Law College who contributed to the race, the level of competition by their participation. I would also like to extend my greetings to the proud parents who will ever cherish this memories of this day with much greater fondness than the graduating students over here. I'm happy to note that CSI College of Legal Studies is empowering the young legal minds with the socially relevant legal education, skill and ability, and inculcates in them the values of professionalism. The students or the scholars of CSI Law College will be going out into the world with one of the most valued degrees in the world. Law is a critical instrumentality, both for preservation of society and for imparting social change. Legal education gives you a chance to be the leaders of tomorrow, to play a significant role in the development of policies of our country, and also to play an important role in upholding the rule of law. The need for trained law personnel in academia, litigation, corporate practice, governance, and civil society has been increased significantly over the last few years, and definitely it is going to rise exponentially in the years to come. The degrees that are conferred to you today are neither merely a formal mark of education, nor the mere recognition of the voluminous books and sections and articles that you have memorized and absorbed. They represent holistically the awareness and the wisdom that you have gained from your scholarly endeavors. Law is a great profession. but not an easy one. The world always see you. It is not that every time the world see you in this hoods and robes. I expect you all to believe in your capacities and capabilities while challenging the challenges of life. You will have to use the professional tools and the skills that you have learned and that you're going to learn to shape the law and tailor it to the needs of the society. As aptly stated by David Panic, you have already learned that particular book, that is David Panic book, Judges. When he was writing about the qualities of judge, in the conclusion he says, the qualities derived of a judge can be simply stated, that he be a good one and that he be thought to be so. Many of you may enter public life or in other forms also. It is good to remember certain principles applicable in all forms of public life. Again, I am referring to a committee that you have studied in your classes, that is Lord Nolan Committee, set up in UK, and it had enumerated the 7 principles that every one of us has to remember when you're exercising different forms in public life. The 7 principles: selflessness, integrity, objectivity, accountability, openness, honesty, and leadership. These values must be cherished lifelong. So legal education is now far more intensive than it was in I was just remembering the age-old times when we were studying the law in the 5-year and the LLM courses. So actually you're much occupied, you have much equipped, and you have a lot of resources around you, and you have more facilities also. So definitely you will have to strike an uneasy balance between the ambitions that you have in your mind, in yourself, and the real world expectations. In your quest to achieve this balance, don't let yourself defined by your ambitions or expectations. Because your lawyers or law graduates are always trained to divorce evidence from ideology, reason from rhetoric, and principles from party lines. Your journey as a professional should only be defined by the good that you are willing to do in this world. In today's world, which needs lawyers more than ever, this liability is no less than a superpower, and in the words of Sam from the Lord of the Rings, there is some good in this world, and it's worth fighting for. Have the courage to decide for yourself what is right and what is wrong, and make firm commitment to the good cause so as to convert your dreams into reality. Uphold the constitutional values, integrity, and human rights of fellow being. Always remember that your role goes beyond litigation. It's about ensuring justice, equality, and ensuring access to the legal remedies to one and all. You must strive to make the legal profession more inclusive and accessible when you become a part of it. This is one way to further the goals of justice. If you're working in a corporate law firm, you must strive for a milieu that reasonably accommodates every individual, irrespective of the individual differences. If you're a practicing lawyer, you have a professional responsibility to work for expanding access to justice beyond those who have financial or social advantages. If you aspire to join the judiciary, it is necessary that you place substantive justice as a foremost goal of adjudication. As a policy maker, you can devise policies to socially and politically and empower the marginalized. As you draw the curtains on your journey through this CSI Law College, I want you to take a moment, look around you, and grasp it in all. You will see your teachers over here, your friends, non-teaching staff, fellow batchmates. Now, these relations are your greatest takeaway from this institution. And whether it's the 5-year or the 3-year, you're bound to share this experience of a time that will not come again. Your batchmates will definitely be your friends for the rest of your life. These relationships that you have built in law in this institution will remain solid foundation for your upcoming professional life. So this is your world. Never stop learning. Do not fail yourself or your alma mater, and above all, this nation. Thank you, degree holders. Once again, congratulations to all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I request you to officially inaugurate the ceremony by lighting the lamp. I also invite the other dignitaries on the stage to kindly join her, and I request the audience to kindly rise for the lighting the lamp ceremony.
Thank you, everyone. Everyone kindly be seated. So now it's the time for the most awaited part of today's ceremony, the Convocation address. Every convocation marks not just the end of an academic journey, but the beginning of a new chapter in your life, and one that carries greater responsibilities and opportunities to serve the society. And it is truly our privilege to have with us today a distinguished jurist and visionary leader of the Indian judiciary, whose wisdom and experience continue to inspire students of law and justice. We are deeply honored to welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Pius C. Kuriakos as our convocation speaker and chief guest for Excellencia 25. Justice was graduate from Government Law College, Ernakulam, and he practiced in Kerala High Court and various subordinate courts in and around Ernakulam. And within few years, he emerged as one of the most successful lawyers in Kerala. His lordship was appointed as the additional judge of High Court of Jammu and Kashmir on 2003 and the permanent judge on 2005. He was elevated as additional judge of Kerala High Court on 2002. And as judge of Kerala High Court, he disposed around 41,000 cases. He was the first president of Kerala Mediation Center, and he had the longest tenure as the president of Kerala Judicial Academy. He was appointed as the Chief Justice of High Court of Sikkim on 28 March 2013 and retired from the post on 1st October 2013. Sir, we are privileged by your presence and we look forward to hearing your words of wisdom. Sir, please.
Right Reverend Dr. Malayil Sabu Koshicharyan, Bishop, Madhya Kerala Diocese CSI and manager of the CSI College for Legal Studies. Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan, Registrar, Mahatma Gandhi University. Dr. George Joseph, Principal, CSI College of Law, Legal Studies. Advocate Sheba Tharakan, one of the earliest lady members of Kerala Bar Council and presently Registrar of the Madhya Kerala Diocese. Then everybody else present on the days, including Dr. J.C. Keringatil, whom I know. Then, most importantly, the students who are graduating, their parents, and everybody else who constitute my most worthy audience. I think it will be appropriate that on this momentous occasion, when the new graduates, many of whom are likely to join the legal profession, and it is appropriate that I share with you some of my thoughts on the greatness of the profession of law. Profession of law is as old as human civilization itself, and it has always occupied a prime position amongst the professions of the world. Members of the profession during the pre-independence days were held in the highest of esteems, and they even led the public life in India. In an autobiographical book written by Dr. Kailasnath Kadju, who was law minister in Jawaharlal Nehru's cabinet and grandfather of Justice Markandeya Kadju, former judge of the Supreme Court of India, has written like this, I quote, "If you want to know as to what was the position of the lawyer community in Indian public life, you look at the names of those persons who have been the presidents of the Indian National Congress from time to time," unquote. Yes, friends, at one point of time, lawyers were leaders of public life and the civil societies in their respective areas. Judges and lawyers used to command reverence from the fellow members of the society almost automatically. I recall my childhood days when in my hometown, which is Tripunithura, a small town situated some 11 kilometers to the east of the seat of Kerala High Court, a town which was the seat of the Maharajas of the princely state of Kochi. I recall that in those days when my maternal uncle, who was a reputed trial lawyer, came down from Kochi to visit his mother, I mean my grandmother, then the shopkeepers and other people sitting on the verandas of the buildings abutting the road leading to our house used to stand up in reverence. Similar treatment all the lawyers used to receive from the people of their respective localities. The members of the legal fraternity, the judges as well as the lawyers used to command much more reverence from the fellow members of the society than what they are commanding now. The legal profession all over the country, except in certain places, very few places, has become much more prosperous now. Successful lawyers generate much more income than their counterparts in other professions. However, It is an undeniable fact that the members of the profession generally have gone down in the esteem of the people. The matter requires introspection and ought to be of concern to everybody who loves the profession of law. You know that though there are several professions in the world, and many other professions, including the profession of doctors, requires learning and skill, and in that way can be referred to as learned professions, it is the legal profession alone which is referred to as a noble profession. This qualification of nobility, of noble profession, the legal profession acquired because in the beginning it was only members of noble and aristocratic families who joined the profession. But even now, when there is no monopoly for members of aristocratic families in this profession, and members of middle class families and even lower middle class families are joining the profession in plenty, the profession of law continues to retain its qualification as a noble profession because of other reasons. Now, I think you may allow me to share with you some interesting information pertaining to the robe which lawyers all over the world wear. In pre-war England, the medical profession, the legal profession, and the spiritual profession, I mean the clergy, were considered to be the topmost professions in terms of importance. Between these three professions themselves, there was ego clash as to which among these is the most important. There is a story as to how the black color came to be associated with the legal profession. It is stated that in ancient times, all judges and lawyers used to wear dress, that is, robes of their own color choice. The story goes that a queen of England died and a dispute arose as to which group in the civil society will lead the funeral procession. Finally, it was resolved that the members of the three topmost professions, namely the medicine men, the lawyers, and the clergy, will lead the funeral procession of Her Majesty. Then the question arose as to the color of the dress to be worn by the members of this profession. Though it was a funeral procession, the idea that members of all professions wear black, which is normally the color of mourning, was not palatable to the members of the professions because of the ego between them. Therefore, the first option was given to the medical profession to select the color of their choice. Maybe because the medical profession were more influential with the Buckingham Palace because of the nature of the services they rendered. They opted for white color. Lawyers decided that they will go for just the opposite, the black color. And clergy opted for something in between. They opted for brown. You will agree with me when I say that these professions of medicine, lawyers, and clergy could attain their respective status of being the most important professions in the world, mainly due to the service which they rendered to the people. The greatness of the legal profession, which earned for that profession the adjective of noble profession, according to me, has been due to three attributes which are normally associated with the legal profession. First, learning. Second, nobility. And third, service orientation or service mindedness. If the profession or members of the profession in law have gone down in the esteem of the society, it is because over the years, the members of the profession have become less learned, less noble, and less service-minded, and more commercialized. Lord Denning has written about learned lawyers and unlearned lawyers, though in the courtroom, lawyers refer to each other as learned friends. You cannot boast of being members of a learned profession unless you are learned enough to give the correct advice to the clients who approach you, seeking counsel on legal disputes and problems with which they are confronted. Similarly, you cannot boast of being a learned lawyer unless you are learned enough to give useful assistance to the judges who are to decide the cases of the parties for whom you appear before them. Learning from the point of view of the lawyers is basically learning the law that you find in statutes and textbooks. as well as in reported judgments of superior courts, namely the High Courts and the Supreme Court. However brilliant your academic record in the college was, however efficient law teachers your college had, the law that you learnt in the college will just not be sufficient to groom you up as a good, competent and successful lawyer. Therefore, the first thing that a lawyer is expected to do is to study the law, statutory as well as settled, having regard to its practical application and utility from the viewpoints of the briefs that come your way, your seniors' cases and the cases which are being conducted by other learned seniors of the bar. Art of advocacy is a combination of several talents, and delivery of arguments is just one of them. Professional skills such as legal drafting, drafting of pleadings, affidavits, petitions, appeal memoranda, revision memoranda, etc., are all part of the advocacy. Client management and a host of courtroom techniques will have to be acquired by you through experience and by observation. It's not enough that lawyers learn law alone. Lawyers will have to learn men and matters also if a lawyer wants to equip himself as a complete and effective lawyer. This means that the lawyer will have to read other disciplines such as literature, history, sociology and even politics, which touch man's everyday life. Extra reading, apart from providing you with general all-round knowledge, will help you in acquiring a good command in English language, which even now continues to be the courtroom language in most of the Indian courts when it comes to presenting oral arguments and submissions. Words are the most important among the lawyers' tools of trade and command of both English and the vernacular. In Kerala, of course, Malayalam will be essential for the lawyers. On this aspect, I commend the views of Professor Glanville Williams on general reading by lawyers. The learned professor asks lawyers to read Shakespeare, Dickens, Henry Fielding, Thackeray, Samuel Warren, Galsworthy, Sir Walter Scott, R.L. Stevenson, Trollope, Emily Bront, George Eliot, and H.C. Lyon, who wrote under the pen name Henry Cecil. There are a number of legal references in Shakespeare, and this has given rise to a theory that he was a lawyer. Charles Dickens started life as a lawyer's clerk and a court reporter, and most of his novels contain legal characters or legal references. Henry Fielding was a lawyer and later a London magistrate. Thackeray, Samuel Warren, Walter Scott, R.L. Stevenson and Henry Cecil were all lawyers. Their famous works are prolific in legal allusions, combined with literary excellence. Apart from legal literature, a lawyer would be greatly benefited by reading pure literature, literary works of famous authors like Marquis Arnold, William Hazlitt, Oscar Wilde, G.K. Chesterton, W.B. Yeats, Edmund Burke, and Dr. Johnson. Lord Denning once wrote, I quote, "To succeed in profession of law, you must seek to cultivate command of language. Words are the lawyer's tools of trade. As a pianist practices the piano, so the lawyer should practice the use of words, the writing, and by word of mouth." I therefore remind you that books are the tools of lawyer, and greater their variety and perfection, the greater the help to his professional work. You should keep this in your mind when you set up your library. As regards novice lawyers, it's often said that most of their time is lost waiting for the client who never came. Make use of such a waiting period by reading and thus adding on to your capital of learning. Realize that as time passes and you become busy in the profession, you may not find much time for extra reading. Then the place of pride which the legal profession and its members occupied in yesteryears was due more to its association with the concept of nobility. Expression nobility connotes several sublime qualities such as culture, civility, respectability, dignity of manners and behavior, and perhaps everything which is considered valuable about human character. But the hallmark of professional nobility which helped the profession stand out has been the integrity and honesty which the members which its members, judges and lawyers used to adhere to. Let us all remember that credibility is indispensable for every lawyer. You have to be honest to your client, you have to be honest in your dealings in court and with the court. You have to be honest with your fellow lawyers and with your clients, not only yours, but even the clients on the opposite side also. These are difficult times for the members of the legal fraternity. These are times of destroyers. Therefore, it is our duty as members of the legal fraternity to ensure that our credibility level does not go down. Professions can be loosely defined as avocations where intellectual or technical services are given in return of fees or remuneration paid. Yes, as professionals, you are entitled to charge lawful remuneration for the services that you render to your client by way of legal advice, by way of legal drafting, and also by way of conduct of cases. But please understand that the greatness of the legal profession lies in its service orientation also. Speaking of service-mindedness, I am not here to exhort to you that you shall render free service to every client. As professionals, you shall charge reasonable fees from every client who can afford to pay you. But I feel like telling you about the necessity of having a concern for your client's financial position. In the peculiar circumstances, State Legal Service Authority and subordinate bodies such as District Legal Service Authorities and committees at taluk level are doing a very good job here, and you should associate with them whenever possible. Even apart from that, without any eye for publicity, in your own quiet way, you shall give the same quality of service to all your clients, including those who are unable to pay you an adequate remuneration. Such deeds of human kindness will earn you goodwill and will fetch you richer dividends in future. The client whom you served without receiving sufficient remuneration will be your propagator, and through him other clients will come. Right Reverend Bishop mentioned about the trust. It is stated that the greatest trust between man and man is said to be the trust of giving counsel. A client comes to you reposing all his trust and confidence in you, seeking your advice on a problem which is of great importance to his life and peaceful living. You shall not betray that trust. You should give him correct advice. If it does not have a chance at all before a court of law, you should give him that advice and dissuade him from going in for experimental litigation. Maybe by doing so, you, a beginner, may be using a long-awaited first brief, but in future, he will come to you again and will send you others to you, describing you as an honest man. As an honest man, for whom money is not everything. People come to the court because of their faith in the court. That court is an institution which stands for defending their lives, liberties, and manifold other rights. Describing law as a great anthropological document, N.A. Pakiwala, an all-time great among Indian lawyers, in a speech over the All India Radio said in 1968, and he has extracted it in his book, We the People, second edition, page 348. I quote, "There can be no government without order. There can be no order without law. And there can be no administration of law without lawyers. The law cannot but throb with human interest, for its sole concern is men and women and their affairs. Law touches life at countless points. It is no small service to be called upon to defend life, liberty, and other fundamental rights." Now, traditionally, that is conventionally, a students of law like you, upon completion of studies, had only very limited options. Primarily constituted a career in litigation, that is practice in courts, and then in judicial service. This is no longer the case, as the scope of law as well as the career opportunities it offers has largely expanded. The emergence of corporate law as well as the development of new branches of law has radically transformed the landscape of the legal profession. Development in the fields such as intellectual property rights, cyber laws, arbitration law, then including international commercial arbitrations, then contract laws, security laws, and so on and so forth, have brought forth new opportunities for aspirants. Now first I will mention about the litigation branch. The conventional path of a litigating lawyer, that is practicing in court as lawyer, offers a very challenging and yet rewarding prospect. The proverbial journey of a young law graduate who joins the office of a veteran lawyer and pours his time and energy into the case files, often on a mere pay, is romanticized as one of the great adventure and success. I believe that perhaps even today, there is nothing more exciting than the transformative journey of a young lawyer with his penchant for learning and perseverance to deliver justice for his client. Armed with his wit and grit, persisting in the face of adversities, constantly adapting, improving, and continually growing into someone who is liked and respected by not members of the bar and the bench, but also by his clients, the community, and the general public. But this is not an easy task. As a litigating lawyer with an independent practice, he has to wear many hats. He has to continuously hone his skills, be it the legal acumen to draft and plead matters, or the patience and empathy to understand the grievance of the clients. He has to do all this while maintaining an office, juggling his personal life and professional life. While it is a road with twists and turns, all the obstacles on the way make him more capable and competent, and without he even realizing it. Even the culture of an average advocate litigating in the local courts have changed over the years. Today, you have an instantaneous access to statutes, judgments, and law journals electronically on computers and mobile phones. Technology has made research and drafting substantially easier. Although some may opine that the legal system adapts to change rather reluctantly, the courts and its officers are not impervious to change happening around them. The recent treatment to this was the rapid adoption of the online filing and video conferencing of cases before many courts due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The access to courts and the volume of litigation has dramatically increased over the years, and thus for any competent and determined lawyer, there is no shortage of work. Then judicial service. Coming to judicial service, one will find that today, fresh graduate, now you require 3 years minimum practice, thanks to the recent judgment Supreme Court. But anyway, with 3 years practice, he is eligible to appear for municipal magistrate examination. This makes it possible for someone in his early, 26 years, 27 years, to be appointed as a municipal magistrate, which means that he is likely to be elevated to the higher judiciary with the possibility of even reaching the High Court. Needless to say, all judicial officers today are paid a handsome salary for the work they do. In fact, as somebody mentioned here, I became a very successful lawyer within 2-3 years of my practice. I was getting some money, because those were the days when in my family, in my house, there was serious financial crunch. But then during my times, you had to put in 5 years of practice to apply for judicial service. My enrollment was on the 9th of November 1974, and I completed 5 years in November 1979. I think a selection came in September 1979, and a few senior lawyers of the Ernakulam trial bar, I was initially on the trial side, trial bar, advised me that I should apply for the test, I should write for the examination. if I had written then, I would have passed, I am sure, because I was a good student. That is. And I was fresh also. But if I apply now, there is no guarantee that I will become successful in the mains examination, written examination. But then I made inquiries as to what salary the judicial officer is going to get, a newly appointed municipal magistrate is going to get. I came to know that the total salary inclusive of DA is only 650 rupees. So I thought, those were the days when I was getting some 2,500 to 3,500 rupees myself. So why should I give up that and go for a job which fetches me only 6,000, only just 650 rupees. So I did not apply at all. But I continued in the profession. But then here now, it's a very attractive salary because, I am a regular faculty in the Kerala Judicial Academy where my students are judicial officers, newly appointed judicial officers. If the first salary, their first month's salary is 1,12,000 rupees. So if this was the salary rate those days, perhaps I would have written the examination and joined the judicial service. Anyway, destiny had it otherwise, that I continue in the bar and I could be elevated. Now, not only the money, the social status which a judicial officer enjoys, that is great, So, judicial service is very attractive. And then, to the relief of the girls and ladies who are here, I will tell you, ladies are far outnumbering men in judicial service. Because in the academy also, when I go to take classes, I find that at least 60 or 65% are ladies or girls. So, in order to be appointed, then there is direct recruitment as district judges. In order to be appointed directly as a district judge, one must have at least 7 years of practice and additionally clear the examination for the same as well. Now for the other thing, there is a written examination, which is called first of all, there is a preliminary examination. Then that is easy, everybody will pass it. Then mains examination, this written examination, and finally viva voce. Then in the district judges also it's like that. Written examination first, 7 years standing, then written examination, and then viva voce. Then of course direct elevation to the High Court and to the Supreme Court, which is done by the collegium of the respective High Court. The High Court, as far as High Court judges are concerned, High Court collegium selects, sent to Supreme Court, and they approve. However, today, much of the graduates opt for a career in corporate law firms as opposed to conventional career in litigation. These corporate law firms generally offer a relatively good salary even for young graduates. Although the corporate law firms are by and large associated with drafting, compliance, conveyancing, etc., many of the firms today have robust litigation department also. Then private company service. Almost all major companies have legal departments into which they hire law graduates. The work may be that of legal advisors involving diligence, drafting of in-house contracts and contracts with third parties, etc. Then public sector undertakings. Much like the private firms, PSUs are also recruiting law graduates in various capacity, including law officers. As some of you may be aware, some Navaratna companies are even recruiting on the basis of LLM CLAT score. Apart from this, both private and public sector companies, including banks, are robustly recruiting legal officers through their various recruitment process. Even regulatory authorities such as SEBI and Competition Commission recruit law graduates into their fold. Then other jobs in the government sector, many of the recent success stories in the civil service examination conducted by the UPSC suggest that law students have an advantage in clearing such exams due to the exposure they received in law schools. This holds true even for other graduate level competitive examinations. Then academics and legal research. The increase in the scope of the legal profession has also resulted in the establishment of numerous educational institutions across the country to cater to the demand of quality legal education. This has naturally resulted in an increased demand for legal academicians. Those who pursue higher studies in law thus have the option of joining these institutions as faculty or as research scholars. There is also an increasing trend of pursuing higher education in foreign universities, which may open doors for a career abroad and may provide better opportunities domestically due to international exposure. Further, there have been growing importance for legal research over the years, especially in matters such as public policy. Research institutions, private think tanks, judicial and quasi-judicial bodies, as well as government departments are hiring law graduates for conducting legal research, offering a reasonable pay in the form of salary, stipends, and fellowships. Legal journalism has also developed immensely in recent years, especially on online platforms. Even the scope of conventional options available to a law graduate has expanded. Vacancies in the judiciary, as well as vacancies created through establishment of various tribunals and quasi-judicial bodies, recruitment to armed forces under the Judge Advocate General's wing, and so on, has increased as well. Moreover, the need for litigating lawyers and researchers in various specializations, especially the emerging fields of law, is also very promising. With these few words, I am concluding. And lastly, I wish all the youngsters, all of those who are graduating today, very well. May God bless each one of you.
Thank you so much, sir. We have now come to the main event of the ceremony, where we celebrate the tireless 5-year journey of our students, as well as their commencement of another new journey towards a bright future. I request Mrs. Maria Joseph, one of the former class teacher of the 2020-25 BA and BCom LLB Honors batch, to call out the names of the graduates, and I also request our chief guest to hand over the certificate. And also, students, please note that kindly enter from your right side, collect the certificate, pose for the photograph, and exit to your left.
With immense pleasure, I would like to call out names of my students. Aishwarya, A. Aishwarya. Abdul Samin bin Nasser. Abhirami R. Aishwarya Anil Kumar. Alakananda P. Ajit. Alina Sunil. Alina Vinoy. Anand Krishna. Anandalakshmi K.S. Arati Anna Tom. Ashwin. Ashwin Paul. ആതിര എം പിള്ളை.
എപ്പോഴും
ഭാഗ്യ ആർ പിള്ളை. ക്രിസ്വിൻ വി മാത്യു. Cyril Roy. Dia Anthony. Edwin Tom Shaji. Elizabeth Reggie. Febin Fatima. Fairuz Kanayat. Gauri Jairam. Jasmine C. Jewel Thomas. Joseph John, Kirtana V, Kiran Maria Biji, Marina Susan Matthew, Nimal Grayson, Parvati S, Parvati S, Ragendu Krishna V, Ragendu B Nair, Rosny Thomas, Rosmin Mariam Das, Sujin David Umachan, Saruba and Biji, Vidya Anil Kumar, congratulations to all my students. Now I invite Ms. Millie Grace Korean to call upon the names of BCom LLB 2025.
The graduating batch of BCom LLB Honors 2025 batch. Emi Shaji. Grishma G. Gauri Krishna A. Anne L. Jose. Arya J. Nair. Abhinaprabha N. Advait Mohan M. Aishwarya R. Akil Ahmad Taj. Alina Mani S. Alina Susan Shibu. Alisha Girish. Alfina Nawaz. Amal Christy James. Amita Sara Abet. Anaga P. Angel Sarah John. Anjali S. Anvarsha P.A. Aparna K. Anil. Arjun Krishna Baiju Kumar. Aromal S. Arya J. Aslam Muhammad Qasim. Ashwati J. Nair. Azad JP. Bennett Abraham Bijo. Elizabeth George. Emilda Mary Benoy. Fahad T.A. Feba Susan Binu. Gautam Srinivas. Jayalakshmi S. Jittu Shaiju. Jofi Maria John. Joel John. Joel Jolly James. KS Ambarish Narayan. KS Gopu Krishnan. Kailas NS. Lily Jason. Lois Monsi Maliakal. Manasi Jagdish. Maria Joby. Meenakshi Sunil Kumar. Muhammad Russell. Neha Matthew. Nimisha Sri Kumar. Nitya Punyamon. Nivya R. Noel Tom Joseph. Rahul KP. Remya Mohanan. Rishi Raj. Sam Maman Abraham. Sneha K. Prasad. Sona Maria Bobby. Soumya George. Shraddha Raj. Shravan Satish. Sri Lakshmi Devaraj. Teja Lakshmi P. Tom Anthony. I now request our Bishop, Right Reverend Dr. Malil Sabu Koshi Cherian, to hand over the certificates of academic excellence to the BA LLB and BCom LLB honors batch of 2025. And I would like to now invite the students who have secured the highest marks up to the 9th semester in the 5-year BA LLB honors and BCom LLB honors degree programs to come forward and be honored. Their outstanding academic performance will be recognized today. From the 5-year BA LLB honors degree 2020-2025 batch, A. Aishwarya. Jesme C. From the 5-year BCom LLB honors degree 2020-2025 batch, Maria Joby. And Ashwati J. Nair.
And I now request Tirumeni to hand over a memento to Bismay ma'am and our chief guest as a token of our gratitude. Now I request Tirumeni to hand over a memento to our chief guest.
Thank you all. Now I invite Advocate Sheba Taragan, Registrar of CSI Madhya Kerala Diocese. She is the First Lady Registrar of CSI Madhya Kerala Diocese and member of our Governing Council. Ma'am, please.
Most Venerable Bishop, Right Reverend Malil Sabu Koshi Cherian, Honorable Mr. Justice Payasi Kuriakos, respected Professor Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan, esteemed faculty on and off the dais, proud parents, and dear graduates. It is both an honor and privilege to stand before you today as a member of the legal fraternity, representing the officers of the diocese as we celebrate this remarkable milestone. Today marks not just the conclusion of your academic journey, but the beginning of your professional voyage in the noble pursuit of justice, fairness, and truth. As students, you have spent years grappling with complex judgments, attending moot courts, analyzing case laws, and learning the subtle art of reasoning. You have emerged not only as graduates, but as thinkers, advocates, and future leaders who will shape the legal landscape of our nation. The study of law is much more than memorizing statutes or learning procedures. It is about nurturing integrity, understanding the human condition, and standing for what is right, even when it is difficult. In a world constantly challenged by ethical dilemmas and shifting interpretations of justice, your role as legal professions become even more crucial. On behalf of the officers of the diocese, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to each one of you. We know the discipline, dedication, determination it has taken to reach this point. Let this day remind you that excellence is the result of persistent effort, guided by moral courage. As you step into the world of courts, chambers, or corporate corridors, remember that every decision you make carries weight, not just in law books, but in people's lives. Uphold the dignity of your profession, respect the rule of law, and continue learning, for the best lawyers never stop being students. And as a lawyer practicing here in Kottayam, I would like to point out one aspect which those of you as lawyer, you may practice law or you may go for other jobs. But as a lawyer, what I stated is that that is the integrity and honesty, which is very important, and how we project ourselves to the society. See, one day when I was caught by the police driving without wearing a seat belt. So when the police, they saw the sticker on my car, and he asked me, "Madam, you being a lawyer, you should not do this. You should not break law. What would you do?" Because I find nowadays that lawyers, when they are caught in such situations, become aggressive. What will you do in such circumstances? Because it is what our actions in society will project lawyers' integrity. So I've never, after that, I've never driven a car without wearing a seat belt, because we should abide the law. Even we have a very important role in our society, that we should not take law into our hands, but we should protect law and we should help render justice. So I hope to see you, at least some of you, in Kottayam Bar. And as Justice Payasi Kuriakose sir pointed out, you have many opportunities as a lawyer, as a judge, or even any other job you choose. But I would like to see you as, come up as good lawyers, good judges, and who uphold the integrity and the ethics that a lawyer is supposed to follow. And once again congratulate the graduates. May your journey ahead be guided by wisdom, courage, and compassion. The society, the bar, and the nation await your contribution. And I also take this opportunity to congratulate the principal, vice principal, Barsar, and all the other faculty who has put in their best to bring out the best in all the graduates. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The ceremony is incomplete without hearing from our beloved students. And from the BA LLB Honours Batch of 2020-2025, I invite Ms. A. Aishwarya to share a few words with us.
Good afternoon, respected dignitaries on the dais, our dear faculty members, proud parents, my dearest friends and fellow graduates. Today is not just another milestone. It is the day we bid farewell to the place that gave us more than a degree. It gave us an identity. It's hard to describe what's running through our hearts right now because every face here holds a memory and every corner of our college tells a story. And every goodbye feels a little too soon. 5 years ago, when we first walked through the gates of CSI College for Legal Studies, we were nervous, excited, and uncertain of what lay ahead. We came as strangers, but today we stand as family, united not just by law, but by laughter, late night studies, endless assignments, and of course, the presentations and countless moments that shaped us. Our principal, Dr. George Joseph, and Vice Principal, Dr. JC, were not just administrators, they were our guiding lights. And thank you, Bursa, for shaping our college into what it is today. To our teachers, who pushed us beyond our comfort zones and believed in us even when we doubted ourselves, who touched us life in ways where words cannot express. We were a batch filled with mischiefs, loud laughter, harmless chaos, and through it all, you guys never gave up on us. Thank you for standing by us, putting up with our antics, helping us grow into what we are today. To our parents, this day belongs to us as much as it does to you guys. To my batchmates, 2020-25 warriors, we finally made it. Reflecting on our time here, these years have been transformative, filled with challenges that tested our resolves and triumphs that celebrated our growth. And these challenges have prepared us to face the world with resilience and responsibility. As we step out of our college, perhaps what frightens us most is not what lies ahead, but what we are leaving behind. The classrooms, the corridors, these friendships will forever remind us of what we were before life called us as advocates. As we step out of our college as lawyers, legal researchers, let us carry forward the motto of our college, let justice roll down like waters, with the sincerity it truly deserves. CSI College for Legal Studies was not just an institution, it was our second home. It gave us the wings to fly. And I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Chief Guest, Honorable Justice Paisi Kyriakos, and all the other dignitaries for gracing this occasion with your esteemed presence. And thank you to everyone who has contributed to making this day and our memory and our journey here memorable and meaningful. And this is not just a goodbye, it is just the beginning of everything we have been truly preparing for. Thank you.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Next, from the BCom LLB Honours Batch of 2020-2025, I invite Ms. Maria Jaubi for sharing a few words.
Good morning all, respected dignitaries in the dais, beloved teachers, dear parents, family, and my fellow graduates. Being a lawyer is not merely a vocation, it is a public trust. These words by Janet Reno, the first woman Attorney General of United States, remind us that the law is far more than a career. It is a commitment, a pledge to uphold fairness, truth, and justice, even when doing so is hard. Today, we gather not only to celebrate years of study and sacrifice, but also to acknowledge that immense responsibility which comes with it. This is the moment where our ideals began to meet the real world, where our justice transforms to theory from practice. From practice to theory. Our journey began in a way no one expected. It was not the fancy cinematic college life we often see in films. No bustling campus, no crowded halls, no instant friendships formed over coffee breaks. But instead, for the first 4 months, our classrooms were our living rooms. Our professors were on frozen screens, and our interactions were mostly muted microphones and the classic, sorry ma'am, network issues. Yes, it was an unusual beginning. but we adapted. Friendships started online. Some lasted for the full 5 years. Some faded with time, but taught us something about patience, understanding, and human connections. When we stepped into the physical classrooms, everything felt different. Discussions became lively, debates were more engaging, and even ordinary moments were memorable. In early days of studying law, Latin maxims often felt like some secret messages. Case citations felt like hidden codes, and reading judgments sometimes seemed like deciphering an old manuscript. And even statutes sometimes read like a poetry in a foreign language. Slowly, we learned that law is less about memorizing text and more about grasping the human stories behind every case. This understanding would not have been possible without our teachers. Your patience, guidance, and encouragement helps us unravel these mysteries, turning confusions into clarity. You didn't just teach us, but you taught us how to think, reason, and approach every situation with integrity. And of course, thank you for tolerating us, for our endless questions, our occasional late submissions, and many times we tested your patience. For all of this, we are truly grateful. Standing here as a first-generation lawyer is not just a professional achievement. It is a dream fulfilled for my parents, family, and loved ones. Your sacrifices, guidance, and unwavering belief in me have been the foundation of this journey. Being a woman in law often means facing social stereotypes and doubts about our capabilities. Yet, your unwavering support and belief in me never allowed the barriers to hold me back. Every step I take in this profession carries the values, strength, and sacrifices you instilled in me. And to all the parents gathered here today, thank you for standing by us, for celebrating our success, and for giving us the strength to persevere even when the journey seems daunting. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Almighty for guiding us, giving us strength, and blessing us throughout this journey. May the divine in all its form continue to inspire, protect, and lead us as we step forward into the next chapter of our lives. And to my fellow graduates, as we stand at the threshold of the next chapter of our lives, I want to remind you that the journey ahead will be as challenging as it is rewarding. Law is not just about rules and statutes. It is about understanding people, their struggles, and their stories, and using this understanding to make a meaningful impact. Each of us has faced unique challenges throughout these 5 years. Remember, success is not measured by the cases you win, the contracts you draft, or the accolades you receive, but by the integrity, empathy, and courage you bring into every decision and actions you make. Embrace failures as lessons, treat challenges as opportunities, and never underestimate the power of persistence. As we move forward, let us carry the value of friendships and the lessons from this college with us. Let's dare to dream, work hard, and stand firm in our principles, because the world needs lawyers who are not only skilled but also compassionate, fair, and courageous. So, wherever life takes us, in courtrooms, offices, or beyond, let us commit to make a difference, and however small, and to shape a future that reflects the lessons, resilience, and spirit of our time here. As we stand together today, at the culmination of this incredible journey, let's pause to appreciate not just the knowledge we have gained, but the experience that have shaped us. The friendship that became family, the challenges that taught us resilience and the lessons that have made us wiser and stronger. May we always uphold the values we have learned here, honor the sacrifice of those who supported us, and carry forward the spirit of justice, empathy, and perseverance. Congratulations to all the graduates, and thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear students. Now, to express our heartfelt gratitude and formally bringing this ceremony to a close, I warmly invite our Vice Principal, Dr. J.C.T. Karingattil, to deliver the vote of thanks.
A warm good afternoon to one and all. Most respected Bishop, Right Reverend Dr. Malayil Sabu Koshicharyan, our Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Payasi Kuriakose, Professor Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan, Registrar, Mahatma Gandhi University, Advocate Shiba Taragan, Registrar, CSI, Madhya Kerala Diocese, and our Principal, Professor Dr. George Joseph, our Bressar, Koshi Abraham, sir, and teachers, parents, and all the dignitaries on and off the dais. It's honor and privilege to stand before you on this beautiful occasion, EXCELLENCIA 2025. The convocation and course completion ceremony of 2025 batch of our 5-year integrated BA LLB honors and BCom LLB honors program. First and foremost, I thank the God Almighty for His countless blessings and grace that brought us together to celebrate this proud, memorable day. First of all, I congratulate to all our graduating students. This is your day, the result of your years of effort, perseverance, and learning. As you step into your professional lives, may you uphold the noble values of truth, justice, and integrity that form the heart of our legal education. On behalf of CSI College for Legal Studies, I extend our gratitude to our beloved Bishop and Manager, Right Reverend Malayil Sabu Koshicharyan, for presiding over this function, for his continuous encouragement, prayers, and vision that guide every step of our journey. Thank you, Tirumeni. I extend our gratitude to our Chief Guest, Honorable Justice Payasi Kuriakose, former Chief Justice of the High Court of Sikkim. Sir, we are deeply grateful for your gracious presence and for your inspiring convocation address. Your words have touched us all, reminding our graduates that the study of law is not just about knowledge, but about justice, compassion, and the courage to stand for what is right. Thank you, sir, for your profound, touching convocation address. We are equally thankful to Professor Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan, Registrar of Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam, for your motivating inaugural address. Ma'am, your constant support and goodwill means so much to us, and we thank you sincerely for being here today. A sincere thanks to Advocate Shiba Taragan, Registrar CSI Madhya Kerala Diocese, for joining us today and for sharing thoughtful and encouraging words to our graduates. Thank you, ma'am. A special word of appreciation to our principal, Dr. George Joseph, sir, for his dedicated leadership and tireless effort in shaping the academic excellence and discipline in our institution. Thank you, sir, for guiding our students with wisdom and care. We are grateful to our bursar, Koshi Abraham, sir, for his warm words of welcome and for steady support in every activities of the college. Thank you, sir. A special mention go to the awardees, A. Aishwarya, BLLB honors, and Jasnisi, BLLB honors, Maria Joby, BCom LLB Honors, and Ashwati J. Nair, BCom LLB Honors, who have secured the highest marks in the university examinations. Your outstanding achievements have brought great pride to our college. Congratulations, your hard work and dedication truly inspire everyone here. I also want to extend warm thanks to our faculty members, administrative staff, and students who have worked tirelessly behind the scene to make this ceremony such a wonderful success. Your teamwork and commitment are deeply appreciated. A big thanks to you, everyone involved in the sound, light, music, and decorate arrangements, and those who managed the auditorium and ensured everything runs so smoothly. You have added beauty, order, and joy to this event. Our sincere gratitude to media persons for covering this function and to the MADHYA team for the live telecast, enabling many of our well-wishers and alumni to share this moment from afar. We also thanks to catering team for providing delicious food and refreshment for our students, guests, and invitees. Your efforts have made today's celebration even more memorable. And finally, to all our graduating students, distinguished guests, parents, alumni, and friends, thank you for being with us today. Your presence made this day truly special and memorable. Special thanks to our college General Secretary Adityan and our college Chairman Ayush. Thanks to Ashwini ma'am and Jinija ma'am for beautifully comparing this event. Then special thanks to Caroline Miss and team for your beautiful prayer song. Special thanks to all the class teachers of 2025 batch, especially Maria Joseph and Millie Grace Kurian for guiding them in the 10th semester. Special thanks to A. Aishwarya and Maria Joby, our representatives of the graduating students, for your memorable speech. Thank you all, and may God bless you abundantly. Once again, a heartfelt thanks to each and everyone who has contributed directly or indirectly to for the success of Excellencia 2025. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. With this, we bring to our convocation ceremony to a fitting end. I kindly request everyone to rise for our national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you, everyone, and once again, congratulations to all our graduate students. And the lunch is served for everyone here, and I request all the parents to kindly move to the dining hall, and I want all the students to stay here so that we can take a photograph. So I want the students to stay back, okay? ഫാമിലി മെമ്പേഴ്സിന് ഡൈനിങ് ഹാളിൽ ലഞ്ച് അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ഇവിടെ റിമെയിൻ ചെയ്യണം, നമുക്ക് ഫോട്ടോഗ്രാഫ് എടുക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. ഫാമിലി മെമ്പേഴ്സ് പ്ലീസ് ഗോ ടു ദി ഡൈനിങ് ഹാൾ.